Hello everybody, my name's Ardendrous, and welcome back to Minecraft Age of Pirates. We're here, standing on the hull of our own ship that we started building last time. Currently, we only have the hull done so far, but we're gonna remedy that today and hopefully get it done. But anyways, I made this on my own, and then we started building it up. So we have, I think at final length right now, it's 11 blocks wide and about 30 long, I think. Once we start adding in the... What is that called? I'm forgetting what the... Like, a lot of ships have, like, the figurehead on the front. And then they also have, like, a large... kind of like pokey rod thing. Like a large pole going out that I think supports, like, some rigging for the sails. Anyways, it'll be a little bit longer than 30 once we're all said and done, but this is a pretty good start. It's currently full of mobs because didn't actually put torches or anything inside. But we'll fix that eventually. Anyways, there is also a couple other things that I need to, like, show around the village. So for starters, we have this. We now have a pathway going out from, like, here, a pathway leading from one side of the village to the other, along with this nice little fountain. If we actually take a look at the map, we'll get a better look of how things have gone. Like, we have this area now, we're sort of finished. We're going to be putting, like, some stalls in here. Then it goes out like this. I've extended these pathways quite a bit. Now we have... It's eventually going to come out like that, too. So we're going to have a spot here for a house, a spot here for a house. Probably put something here. This is going to be our infirmary. And I was thinking, like, armories and blacksmiths and stuff will, like, go down to, like, a line here. And then, and of course, it's immediately going nighttime. Then, I suppose it'll be fine if we just do this at night real quick before hopping into a bed. I only have a couple torches on me right now, but that would be fine. We have this pathway going out here to what is eventually going to be... I mean, this... I tried to make a nice little gate here. It's not the best, and it opens up like that. Because there's no actual, like, iron bar doors. I only have, like, these gates that only open up like that. Anyways, this is eventually going to be, like, a little cemetery, slash, maybe, like, a little shrine here. I was kind of looking at the blueprints. Oh, we're technically outside of the village. We're gonna need to... Oh yeah, I also learned a little bit more about how the village extends. So, we're back in Crowfell. So I was looking at the catalog for things. And you see here the graveyard. It's probably going to be pretty important, so I started building up a space for it. But I did learn how it calculates what's in a village. So, last time, I'm not entirely sure why it's like this. I changed this. But anyways, we have this extent here was about how big the village was last time. And so I started doing some testing. If you... Oh, yeah. The village outskirts apparently extend about 40 blocks out from the farthest out building. I need to hop into bed real quick. 1 second. Okay, there was actually a lightning strike dangerously close. There was actually a lightning strike dangerously close to this building. I would have been kind of upset. It's a good thing this has, like, a stone roof on it. Otherwise, it would probably burn the whole thing down. Anyways, we pull back up to blueprints. There, the edge of the village extends. I was, like, checking it out. It's about 40 blocks out from the nearest building. If you were, I was testing some things out, and I made, like, this tiny little hut here that was, like, barely large enough to count as a building, but it was enough to but it was in range. It would extend it out to here, so it extended the other 40 or so blocks, so that it caught this and it created this as part of the village. So now, instead of the village stretching from like there or so all the way to the buildings on like that little island off on the other side, and now it technically stretches all the way out here. It's kind of interesting to learn. I'm not actually entirely sure why that got re-added. Like, I fixed it so that wasn't part of the village earlier when I was doing the testing, but apparently it decided to go back a little way. But anyways, some interesting things I learned about how the new Minecraft Comes Alive system. Other than that, I tore down a couple of these buildings here just to make the paths, to unblock some of the pathing ways. I still need to knock down this one. But anyways, there's actually one more kind of important thing to look at. Color of Arms Hockey. Imbuement Hardening. Imbue your Color of Arms Hockey onto the item you hold in your main hand to harden it. A sneak activation imbues the item in your offhand. So, Color of Arms Hockey. We now have Imbuement level 1. I unlocked that at I think it was 820 experience. I tried actually grinding up experience for it for like an hour over at the foundry. We saved one of the spawners before. And after like an hour of like training there, trying to grind it up, I think I made it up like 50 experience points or something like that. Then I came back and just did a whole lot of work around the village, just trying to pretty things up a little bit. And suddenly it went up like 300 points and not very long at all. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it has like some sort of diminishing returns for maybe there's some sort of diminishing returns for like fighting the same mobs over and over again. I'm not entirely sure. It didn't really feel like that should be the case. But yeah, we finally unlocked a second form of hockey. So, ooh, look at our sword. It like turned pitch black. That's pretty cool. I still have this. Oh, it actually. Ooh, it made this unbreakable. That's cool. So it's definitely a huge durability increase. Does it increase damage? It does 7s now. I'm not entirely sure what it did before. It's about to run out, so I guess we can test it. Okay, so it's not a damage increase at this level, at least. Maybe once we level it up. And I'm assuming that actually increase? I don't think it did. Like, it was 829 just a second ago, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, probably due to how the, empty hand. I forgot how to pick those up for a second. If I was to like fight something that wasn't a training dummy while I was testing that, that might have worked differently. But yeah, we finally have something else. Hockey exhaustion. But anyways, that's pretty cool. We'll get into using that some more at a later point. I've completely filled up the stone chest here. But anyways, we do have this to get back to. So, I currently have my laptop up next to me looking at reference pictures for ships. And I've been looking at it for a little bit, trying to like familiarize myself better with like how this would be looking. And I'm not going to get anything perfect looking specifically like any type of ship. But I do sort of have an image in mind of what I want. I'm going to need some stairs. I'm going to be using oak wood for like any building up more of the structure, I think. How did you get up there? How do you teleport like that? Oh yeah, people just keep getting on roofs. It's weird. But anyways, what I'm gonna do this is we're going to, from what I can see, there's like a lot of like built up from like right here, how you'll get like the figureheads coming out. And then they'll help support like this large poking structure, basically from right about there, going up. Then it's usually like a little flat section up there, up in like the very, very front. Helps support that long rod coming out. Then you get like this rather short little deck right about here that's a little bit higher than like the main deck that stretches from like here to like here or so. And then you'll start like building it up a little bit and you'll get like this higher section where you'll have like the ship's helm. And then that's like under that is probably where you'll have like your captain's quarters. And then right in some like little stairs in like the bottom of that little raised up deck here. You're down to the bottom layers, I suppose. So I think that's probably a pretty good place to start with. Although I'm going to be like, well, using some sort of like oak to like build up from for the most part, I think. But I was going to look to see if I could find some sort of other block that I could use as like a nice border. It wasn't like too drastically different between the two, but it was like a nice in between. Because if we grab this and we go with this same panels, so we'll like test to see how this looks. Oh, come on. I have to jump back onto the dock before I can jump up onto the ladder. Ladders are hard, apparently. But when we start doing this, probably do it on the other side where we'll actually be able to get a better look at it. And this is not even about as much as I would need to like properly test to see how I think it looks. So if we just do the same thing, get a little bit more. And how far do I need to take this? It's not awful, but like that seam there, it goes from one end to the other, which I guess is okay. I was kind of thinking I would like to try and find something to like make that look, to break it up a little bit more. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use for that. Jump down here. The sides are very flat right now. And we're going to be breaking that up. We're going to put in like portholes for like cannon slots, at least in part of it. Then we're going to do something with the side, I think, rather than just leaving it flat like that. I'm not entirely sure what yet, though. What do I have that I could use to like break that up a little bit? I suppose we could use a type of stone. It is currently actually lighter. It is actually too buoyant right now. We need to weigh it down a little bit. So, I just have like this red, I have some granite that I used for making that left over. I'm curious how that would look. Maybe a different, um, what would we want to do with it? I'm probably going to be testing things for a little bit, trying to find something I like. Oh, I'm not a huge fan of it. What are we going to do with like the sides here? For now we're going to leave it as, I think we're just going to like build it up with this for now, and then we'll like try and figure out. Because like trying to introduce something like entirely different to like as a break from it. Right now, well, I'm not even sure how I feel about it at the project as a whole yet. Might be a little bit preemptive. I should have just grabbed some stairs while I was down to like not like the permanent stairs we're going to be using, but just as a sort of a testing block to like fill in the spaces where we're going to need. So, and of course it's turning nighttime. I forget I carry that backpack with me everywhere and can just do this. And back on the back so we can just open it with B again. So like we have this space. How far do we want to stretch it out? We're probably going to do like double stairs like that on either side. The question of how high we want to bring it up. And how far it needs to go back. Like, if we're thinking we want some sort of, like, proper captain's quarters, it needs, like, a little bit more space than, like, most of the rest of it. But this is probably too far for it. But we will need to leave space up on, like, this top platform for, like, a mast. So, like... I keep leaving all the stuff all like, the test blocks down here, so I have to keep running back and forth. What? I'm using wood. All the wood's in this backpack. Why is... I'm a goof. I am seriously just a goof. Anyways. I need my jungle wood, because we're basically just going to use jungle wood for flooring. I realized I never went and got more of it. Hope we have enough here. So, do like that. Currently, that's 2.5 blocks for the captain's quarters. I think we can go one more with it. Like, the crew downstairs has 3.5 blocks. I think the captain would probably want 3.5 blocks of clearance too. So, like, that. 1, 2, half. We just do like this for now. Have this. And then we'll build up, grab oak logs to like frame this out a little bit. You're going to have some sort of like balcony thing here. With like, how do we want to do this? 3. We were to do something like this. Like the... Just broke the axe, of course. Like, the door to the captain's quarters would go here. They got all the space, which is probably too much. But then we go up here, and then, like, we put, like, a fence or something here. Has a little balcony thing for, like, the captain to look over with, like, the helm here. I think I like it so far. We're obviously gonna have to work with what we're doing with these. I can actually use the lumber axes here, because the oak's only in very specific spots right now. But I think that might be a little bit too far forward. Like, we... Here's that wand. I was like, I thought I still had one. Let's put that, like, here. Or, like, that is. So... let's just do that. Then we'll make a full stack of this. All of it can be made into these panels. All of this can be made into the panels. Have that. Build up that. That and that. How do we like our space here? How do we like our space in here? What are we gonna have in here? Like desk. We're actually gonna put in some sort of window here, because like a lot of things have like a window in the back for like the captain. From a lot of the like images I saw. Honestly, to be entirely honest, a lot of my pirate ship information comes from Pirates of the Caribbean. I am having some troubles with staying on this boat already. Anyways, it's a good thing we haven't eaten a double fruit. They're like, that's like a test. Like we'd have like our stairs like this, build up some sort of like banister to keep you from falling overboard. Probably build up a little something on like this side too. That. So like that would be that, and then like this would be the main deck with like this little tiny thing. Probably like this or so. Here. This is like a little test to see what we're looking at space-wise. Okay. I think I'd want to make this 5, so because I think like the third mast, because we are going for like a 3-masted ship, going on like into this smaller upper deck. So I think we'd have to probably stretch this out to 5 to give us like a nice center point. I suppose we could go with like 4 and have it like have like our mast be about here. So as like testing things out, that would be like where our frontmost mast I think is the second longest. Like our middle one's gonna be the longest. We'll have like a short one here. We definitely have too much space back here. We're gonna move back to staircase and like shrink the captain's quarters a little bit and this upper deck a little. Separation do we want? We build up these walls a little bit. Do you want to maybe give it like 1, 2? But this mast here, and then maybe give it 4 blocks. Give 3 blocks separation. Yeah, I think we can probably just move this back like 2 blocks, and I think we'll be good on space. I'm just gonna do that real quick. 1 second. Okay, so I moved things back a little bit, and I think I adjusted the design slightly. Like I now have... when I just like moved it back, this ended up being like 2 spaces, and then like the helm would be like right here. That didn't feel like a lot of space, so I decided to like push things out a little bit and give us like an extra block. So now like the helm would be here and the captain would be standing there, so that if they were to like jump backward to like avoid a cannon shot or something, they weren't just ramming right into a mast. A little bit of separation. So it sort of just like juts out a couple blocks, and then it's like the 3 wide. So like change out these blocks eventually, and then put in some like nice fencing along here. We need to still think about how this is gonna... Like, I do have a slight dilemma. And that's gonna come in the form of like cannons. Because like a lot of like ships they'll have like their main cannon along the side, and then like up here, and then up on that like front, uh, that front deck over there, they'd have like a small swivel cannon on like either side. I can't do swivel cannons. If we take a look at what cannons we actually have, we only actually have one type of cannon from Blocky Siege, which adds in a couple of things. It adds in a mortar and a ballista stand and a watcha block. So it's like cool stuff. Like the design is cool, and I'm probably gonna have to do like a test fire to like show it off in a little bit, huh? Because it is actually pretty cool. But like it's not exactly like any sort of like swivel cannon. Like everything will just like point in a direction and it will fire in that direction. Except for the ballista stand, but the ballistas kind of break with Eurekas and Valkyrien Skies. So we're gonna have to like doctor some things, put in like a single cannon on like either side, maybe have one like here and then one on the other side like here. Just like not entirely in line with each other to like imitate like, oh, these have been like swiveled out of the way a little bit. Anyways, we now have this in about the center point of here. We're going to have to like cut through, I think it's this block. Oh, it's off by one. Then this is going to have to cut all the way down through to like the bottom. And obviously that's changing out eventually, but we have like what will be our upper deck. Then a lot of like the ships I was looking at, like they'll have like this back wall go up a little ways. Gonna have to change how I'm doing this if I want to put any cannons up on this layer. So I guess we'll go like that and then have like the back wall go up pretty swiftly from, I guess. A lot of our cannons on like the top here and here. I guess they are going to be in line with each other. You'll just have to like avoid them a little bit whenever you come up. And then for now, I'll just do like this, like staircase it blockwise, but we'll eventually change it out. Maybe to something that works a little bit better. Anyways, let's take a look at how it's looking right now. Well, obviously it's not done. We're still putting in like some fencing. We're going to be like bringing out some of the blocks a little ways. Something's off, obviously. Like, I'm kind of not a huge fan of how like sheer this goes up. I need more of my oak. Guess I'll turn a half stack into planks for now. But if we turn this into panels, what if I was to, I don't want to do this because this, I was thinking maybe we like move this out a little ways and make it like 2 blocks. You know, I could use like the roofings. I have like tested them to make sure they work with it. Like roof it and make it like a rather smooth, like slope down. Could probably even like curve it a little bit if I were to do that. Okay, so let's look at like roofs. Like what roofs would we use? Obviously, we're probably going to be sticking with our oak, obviously. It's okay, so if I was to use some lower base roof, those are pretty cheap considering it's already the material we're working with. 6. Then we need our lower roofs themselves for here. Okay, so if I were to do like that, not a huge fan of how, yes, I just broke my lumber axe. I need these. I'll have to work some... Really? So, keep filling it down like that. I'm not a huge fan of how different the texture is between our the panels and the roofing. And oh, words are apparently getting very difficult right now, and I'm not entirely sure why. It'd be nice if I could just keep with a thought and just run with it instead of just like jumping back and forth between things. Anyway, what we need block here. That. Actually, no, we don't need to go down because we're gonna. I think I like it better than like all the way down, but that doesn't leave us enough room for our the that deck there to put any sort of like cannons there. So I was gonna put like a couple cannons on like the main deck. I feel like that makes sense. It does. It does have like a better shape to it, in my opinion. Hmm. And I can. I'm gonna try working towards it, trying to get it to like curl slightly. So it's like push it back like a couple blocks, and then as it gets higher, like curl it upwards. Okay, I'm gonna fight with it for a couple. I'm gonna fight with it for a little bit, see if I can get some sort of design that I'm a fan of, and I'll bring it back when I've like worked it out. Okay, I've been working with it a little bit, and I think I like the shape there better. There's like a very sudden uptake there. I had it as a, I had used some like regular, like the slanted roofing, which is basically just a 45-degree angle as like an inner between before I went to between them. But it left it that part of the roofing going to like here or so, so there really wasn't going to be enough room for any sort of cannons on this upper part section. I guess would be fine, but I would like to add in something here. So we have this. Those. I think about it. I could go like, here's my regular roofing. Katana, you can go away for now. Like that. Suppose I could go like this. Have and like that. I think that's better. Yeah, that curls a little bit better, and then it goes into the flat. Then we're gonna have like our cannon in there, and then it starts curling upwards again for like the back. I'm not 100% sure how I'm doing the back with these roofs yet, because the back is like inward like that. Suppose I could go like this, keep it at this level. Then I'll put in, I want to do this. That? Suppose that could work. Oh, come on. Tried to catch myself, but failed. How does that look? I think I like it. I think it's okay. I'm gonna have to continue working on this. I thought I'd give a quick update as to how I was doing this. I still need to replicate it on the other side, which I'm gonna do real quick and bring you back when that's done so we can work on probably the main deck now. Okay, so at this point I've completed that. I've like duplicated the roofing over onto this other side. I've like sort of done something with it here. Like, what I did was basically just put the steep base roofs here and then have it all at the same height and then just use one of these steep top roofs to, like, hide that little gap in there. It's not a very elegant solution, but it is a solution. Suppose I could use, like, one of these bases, like, upside down here and then put the base roof below it. Give it, like, it comes out a little bit more. I think it's, well, we'll see what we think once we've, like, built up the rest of it. I am actually highly considering just changing out these tiles for, like, base wood coloring. For, like, the base wood texture. Sadly, I can't do it just by, like, hitting it like I would with the base one. With, like, the other chisel mod. But I am actually very seriously considering doing that. Basically because of, like, this seam. Where, like, you can very clearly tell that these were not connected to it. So, yeah, I'm gonna tear, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna replace that all real quick and be right back. Okay, so having turned all of that into oak wood, I am actually happier with it. Not, yeah, I'm actually quite a bit happier with it. And I think I actually prefer that to the paneling, actually. It's a better separation from, like, the oak paneling for the main hall. I think that works actually a lot better in a couple of regards. Actually change this part out too, which we are also going to have to start working on. We want to do this. Still have some, let me just turn the rest of this back to oak logs while I'm at, oak planks while I'm at it, rather. So, like, how high do we want to take this up? I'm like a lot of testing. I've tested a lot of this quite quite a lot, just to see how some of this works. Some of this looks, rather. If I take this this deck layer up more than just like a couple of blocks, it will start looking funny from a lot of my testings. Like, I've never actually gotten, this part I have a hard time getting to look right in period, but like if I go really any higher than like 2 blocks with it, it will just like make the whole thing seem off. Or at least in my opinion. Like, currently there's a sort of a block sitting in the sitting on the front of our ship. Obviously we're going to be like curling it down a little bit, sort of in like the same style as that. Not quite as, not obviously as large. So yeah, how are we gonna do this? Yes, just like this. Yeah, that works. We're gonna be using ladders for this one, I think. Because, well, we could... We're gonna do this. I also wanna put, like, a door in here down to, like, the bottom. Down, that leads to just, like, a tiny little staircase that leads to, like, the below deck area. But, fitting some of this in here with such how little space we have here, considering we're only bringing this out this high, it's gonna be a little tricky. Like, we're probably gonna use ladders on, like, these sides to bring us up onto this. At this point, how do we want to do that? Currently, we have 6 slots here. What if we do that? We have a cannon go here, a cannon go here. This is where we're going to have, like, our ladders. So, like, there and there. I guess I sort of just, like, picked the right spot for those. I wasn't really thinking ahead on that one. Like that. We just sort of get, like, a quick view of it. Okay, obviously when that spot's filled up, it will look a little bit better. Then I was kind of hoping to get more cannons on the main deck. How we currently have this, it's going to be a little... I would kind of like to keep the double wide ladders to get up. It's just a little bit easier to grab on, and it looks like this is a big heavy-duty ladder for like a large ship. Suppose I could cut this down to 3 blocks. Push everything back a block. Or I could like hide a cannon here instead. But that doesn't really give me enough space for a different cannon anyways. Obviously can't put like a cannon here because that's just always gonna block the stairs. That. Ladder's going here. Yeah, I think we're only getting 4 cannons on the main deck. Suppose we can put a couple on like this layer though. I want to do. Actually, I can't. I'm gonna have to change out this idea a little bit. We do that. Then we do like this. Because otherwise, it's gonna be a hard time for me to get that to the right level with how that currently was. Like, I'd have like a ramp here rather than like an actual wall, which wouldn't really work. So here we have this. Then, like, most of this is going to be like railing. Have that. Okay, so we'll be able to fit 4 cannons up on this smaller upper deck. We are going to fit 4 cannons on like the main deck. We're going to have a couple up on this level, one on either side. So what? Currently we're at a 12 gun ship, which is not bad. And then we're gonna have some space on the bottom section for like a couple more. Okay, so what? We're probably gonna hit about 20 cannons, which I think is like an average, about average for how many ships or how many cannons. An average, like, what is it called? I I was actually looking up what pirate ships were classed as, like how big each type of pirate ship would have been, or just like sailing vessel in general. For like the British Royal Navy had like a whole bunch of things I'm forgetting the name of right now, because of course, as soon as I want to say something, it immediately leaves my brain. Yay. Anyways, yeah, boat classes. From what I was reading, like the Blackbeard ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge, that's a good one to base some of the stuff off of. I think it was technically like 9 meters wide. So technically to be actually real to life, we would have to shrink this thing by a couple of blocks. Then it was like, I think it was like 28 meters or like 30 meters. Wait, no. The Queen Anne's Revenge was 7.5 meters wide and then like 30 meters long. Technically, if we were going for realism, this ship should be 7 meters, 7 blocks by like 30 blocks. Well, with like Minecraft size constraints, we obviously can't really be that specific with it, so we have to make some compromises. But the Queen Anne's Revenge, Blackbeard ship again, actually did, I think. It There's some historians, from what I was reading, said that it would hold 30 cannons, but only 20 were actually recovered. The Varship ends up having 20 cannons. That will actually be like... That will probably be pretty accurate, then. Anyways, how are we going to do this? We're going to have our ladders here. I think I actually have some ladders in here. Yes, I do. So 1, 2, 2. I'll leave it like that. Because otherwise, I think... if you're not careful, you could actually just like go like that and fall off the edge there. So maybe having a little bit of separation from the side for these ladders wouldn't be a bad idea. And then... I don't want to do this, because I was hoping to get some sort of like sunken in door frame. But I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this. Suppose if I change this out for a slab, I could technically squeeze through here. Then if I like lower this slab... oh no. Combat mode. Actually, pretty good chance to test out our... oh, no. Number 2. Oh, got him! Oh, that was actually terrifying. Turn that off. Enter this mode again. Whew. Oh, that was actually really scary. So, like, that's the level of that. Okay. Immediately seeing a problem with how where I'm planning to put this staircase down. Well, I'm down here. Torches. Oh well, guess I'll have to refill that. Torches. Torch the entire thing. Put torches on across the entire thing to avoid torching the entire thing, basically. That. So, like, if I have, like, that door here, we immediately just run into the mast. Okay, that's gonna have to change. Else we can't get out. I guess we have... oh! Oh, come on. Ah! Now I'm sort of regretting putting these as 3.5 block tall roofing. Because now I can't get out as easily. Because it's very hard to, it's hard to wall jump on these half slabs because it's such a small area to jump off of. Plus I keep hitting my head on this. So, like, how do we want to do? If I... all that work to to get up that. I know. Looks silly. If I just do like this temporarily. How would that look? Make this a half slab. So... okay, that's not actually terrible. It's... I want to put some sort of like actual pillar block instead of just like that. Because then we have like this down here and it would... I guess we could just like build oak wood pillars here instead. Because we're using the oak log specifically for the mast. I kind of want to use something different if I'm going to use like a pillar block. Also available besides slabs are stairs. Like a... what if I need this stairs instead? Obviously it's going to... Okay, we still have to crouch to get through here, obviously. Hmm. Actually, the slab makes it easier to get through this block. Okay, then. Interesting. Oh yeah, I guess because the stair you have to go like a whole half block before you actually fall down. So you you hit your head before you can fall that half block. It makes sense. If we go like that. I'm just sort of testing things to see how I can get this to work how I want. So we have this, and then we need slabs. Then do the same thing like we did there. That. That's on the half block. Like, what if we grab our oak here? And do that. We can put a door on that block. Kind of wishing it was on the same level. I suppose. Let me work through this a little bit. I'm just going to be breaking blocks and putting them back down for a little bit, hopefully, until I get the right configuration. Ugh. 1 second. Okay, so I think I've worked it out how I like it. We have there going into this tiny little dip here. Yep, the door, obviously. They have this, like, free space in here. I figured probably throw in some, like, a couple of little chests, maybe some barrels and stuff. Not entirely sure what I'm putting in there. I was going to, like, cut this space out and, like, have it, like, really high floor to ceiling, but then you saw, like, that seam from the inside, and it didn't look the greatest. Then we come down into, like, this little room, which is probably going to be, like, a lot more storage. Then what is going to be, I think, because the next floor is floaters. Yes, so this is going to be, like, where we have some of our, like, port side cannons, and then our sleeping chambers for our crew. Probably just going to throw like a wall up down the middle and then like line this wall with cannons. So I don't actually have the stuff for beds on me right now. I can't actually sort of I'll find slabs your makeshift beds right now. They're like what? Maybe a small thing there for that. Beds. Bed. I'm already out of that. I'm not actually using granite blocks for anything. Why not just use these? Bed. 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 Fine, that. I would do like bunk beds. Fine, no one's actually going to be using these beds anyways. These are just like pretend beds for like show. Anyways, yeah, we'll have 12 bunks, I guess. Yeah, we'll have 3 sets of bunk beds, I guess. This. Nope, not like that. 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 No, let's do... Actually, no, we can do... Let's do this differently. We'll have, like, a center wall separating it slightly. Then we'll have... Keep doing that. No, stop doing that. Let's... Like, that block. This actually gives us more bunks. Plus, we can make this wall separation a little bit closer. So like what? We can just... Guess we'll put it in here? We'll have doors here. There. Forgot to put that there. So yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. A 16 crew? That seems like... I actually have no idea how good that would be for a ship of this size. But like, it's what we got to work with. Anyways. Basically just putting these cannons as many as we can. I lost that. Okay, we have a block of separation from this wall and from that wall, so that would be good. Then these will be filled. Oh no. I forgot about that one. Which... Yeah, it's these two blocks. So, I don't want to do that. So obviously these two blocks, I'll just break this out so give myself more of a reminder. Equivalent to these two blocks. So these both must that. Hmm. How do I want to change this? Like, pose. If you're firing the cannons, no one's going to be you wouldn't be climbing that ladder if someone's firing that cannon anyways. Anyone who would be attempting to climb this ladder while someone's firing that cannon would probably be like a hostile invader, I guess is a way of saying it. But like someone who's trying to actively board your ship and take it over would probably be the only one climbing that, so you wouldn't care about safety then. So yeah, we'll have just like have cannons right next to the ladders. We'll fill in these slots with like trapdoors or something, because the cannons are actually really cool and can actually like fire through open gates and stuff. That's going to be an extra 8 cannons. Combined with our... What we were at... I forget where we're at. 4 up here, 4 here. 10, 18 cannons right now. Okay, we're not... This is not terrible. It's slightly smaller than, like, I think what an average pirate vessel would have. But I keep seeing, like, average pirate vessel. I'm fairly certain pirates would basically just, like, sail on anything that was, like, fast and relatively well supplied with, like, cannons. Like, I think the pirates would mostly, like, avoid, like, major fights, because, like, you're not taking on like a Royal Navy, a British fleet, brand, whatever. Yeah, I was literally looking at lists and what each type of ship would be classified as, like size constraints, how many guns, each, like tier or class of like sailing vessel like this would have, and I've forgotten all of the names. The only one I can remember right now is sloop and I think it's Sloon. I might actually be wrong about that one even. But, yeah. We still need to put in some fencing here. We're going to put in, like, gates on a lot of these so that we can have the cannons right up again. Contemplating if I want to, like, make a slight adjustment to this. If I were to just go like this. That would, yeah, that gives it a little bit more separation. I'll just put, like, I don't actually have much left. Just like this. I'll just go like that. So now, yeah, I, the way I currently, the way I had it set up before, I was gonna have like the skating connected right to the cannon, and I think the cannons actually would get caught up in it. And I'll just do the same thing on this side. This. Actually, no, not like this. Like, cut down most of this is gonna be like, fencing. Not just... That technically adds a little bit more to that, like, awkward open space in there, but it's fine. And... But yeah, we'll do, like, double ladder here. Then we'll just go like that. That. That will be more fencing. Actually, I can actually move this mast forward one block, I think. Which I think will look a little bit better. So it's more center on this dock here, on this deck here. Let's say it sort of lines up better with these stairs. Bring that all the way up. Plus we can, that would actually leave us a little bit of room to put like a ladder on this. Because like, we're not going to put a full crow's nest on this front mast. I think that would more go on the center one. But like, you'd probably have like ladders and rigging so that you can climb up to this sail if need be. Anyways, hop in bed real quick. What's left to do is start putting in, oh, fixing the flooring here. We need to put in like fences and gates and trapdoors and stuff on some of these openings. And we need to start working on like that. Looking at the time, well, this one's already going long. I guess we'll finish off with the gates, fences, and like trapdoors that we're going to. And I suppose go I'll go over the cannons real quick. Like, what do we need to build them? We have our cannons and our mortar. Those are what we're going to be working with, mostly. Mostly just the cannons. Suppose I could actually put like a mortar or two there. Put a mortar on each side. Maybe replace the cannons that would go up here with mortar. I think that would make sense. Like our cannons here. Some wood, a lot of iron, and a blast furnace, which I think we technically have one, but we actually have the stuff to pay for them. But like, we're looking at about 20 cannons. That's about 100 of blocks of iron. Oh boy, can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm going to need to go mining for iron then. Or we go clear more dungeons. Huh. I wasn't fully expecting that. We've been at that point where we've just been like good with iron for the most part. You know what? I'm moving those over one and I'm moving those over one. Let me just hop up and do that real quick. Okay, so slight adjustments. Moved these, separated these by one, put in this full wall actually, and then use like stairs to make it like arches. Obviously still need to put in like actual beds in here. Need to, I guess I can just very quickly make like a very, I actually need to do a full wall here. I guess I can just do like a, something like this. that. Like, it's like there's... I'll work on it. This obviously needs some work. But yeah, we'll eventually have our bunk room in there. Like, right here is going to be, like, our main storage spot. Maybe just have some, like, crates and stuff just lying around in the middle here. Probably do some, like, sort of, like, design work or make something so it looks like it's sort of, like, tied down or chained down or something. I did add in an extra cannon spot on each of these sides when I knocked down this wall. Basically, it's just this now, which is the line that's on. Now it really is 20 guns. Sorry. Yeah, 10 per side, so 20 guns. And then I think for today we're going to finish off just by looking at some of the fences we could just go like a basic oak fence, but I kind of wanted to look at what else we can make. At fences, we have all of these. We have these like, wait, no, those are the gates. I suppose we could go with gates. We actually have to go with gates on a lot of this. What type of gate should we go with? I'm thinking, oops. I'm thinking the horse fence, or maybe not. Yeah, let's go with that. We'll see how it looks. I was thinking the horse fence, or it was 50-50 and I got it wrong. I think I like that. I think that's what we're gonna go with for. Did I do it again? I did. Like that. Thank you. Like that. Gonna need more sticks. I'll just turn that into sticks. Almost did it again. That. We need it for this side as well. So here we're going to need to put in either some sort of trapdoor or gates. Same here. Same here. Same here. Not entirely sure, but we're going to probably use like a gate or a trapdoor on those just so we're not like accidentally just like boop, ah, and falling overboard. What? How did I not grab onto the... Oh my god. I'm apparently going for a swim. Thank you. Anyways, where else do we actually need fencing? That's gonna be a gate or a trapdoor. We need fencing here? Maybe? Not entirely sure if we need that. How are we doing this? Like this oak logs here was sort of not final. It's like that beam I had to go across here from like the wall downstairs. I am actually tempted to also bring this forward. Yeah. Bring that forward a block. You know what? Looking at the time, we're over an hour now, so I think that's going to be problems for next time. Just probably bring this mast up a little bit more while we're here. Bring that mast up a little bit more while we're here. At this point, I have to start pillaring up to the instead of just lie down. Let's get... Of course, it's going nighttime. I wanted to go running off so I could get like a good picture of it. But our best place to get a look at it. Probably the top of the fountain, but I made this too tall to just like easily jump up. We have to go like that. Oh, there we go. It's more than just a hole this time, at least. We have some of our cannon spots in there. We're gonna need to like fill in with. I think for the ones down in the hole and the darker part, they're definitely going to be trapdoor. We're probably going to do the same thing up top. We might look at what we have available for gates for those. Like, 100% of the bottom ones are trapdoors. Less, we're probably like 75% sure that the ones above are going to be the same. But anyways, after this work is done, that back mast is obvious. The masts obviously aren't in a complete state yet, so they're obviously going to have to go a lot higher. Then... Oh wait, no. I'm trying to take this out, and then I'm just thinking about things like, oh wait a second. One, I know what we can do with this space now. Like we need to actually need to going to need to like cut out up here. Then like that space is going to be helpful for like bringing out the like spike. Like the figurehead's going to come out like about here, but then there's like that large spike that goes above. That's what we're going to use some of this open, kind of awkward space for. I guess I'll just like leave that open. But anyways, that was like a little trying to bring it out, then I thought about something like, wait a second, I have something else in mind. Anyways. Come on. I want to thank you very much for watching. Our ship is, well, it's technically almost done, but like almost done is still pretty far from done. We'll probably have it ready next episode. Like what's left to do? We need to obviously build and put in all the cannons. We need to put in like storage areas, and we need to replace the granites we currently have in there with actual beddings and sort of figure out how we're doing the bunk beds. Excuse me, sorry. Then like the masts need to go higher. We need to build sails. That's not going to be easy, and I'm hoping I can do... I'm hoping I can get them looking decent. They're probably not going to look great. I don't have high hopes in my abilities to make decent looking sails. But anyways, besides that, the third mast needs to go in. I think it's going to be the block behind the stairs. Actually... Ugh! I keep trying to take this out, but then I think about something like... Let's test one more thing real quick. Yeah, I've done it like 3 times now. So, yeah, this is right here. Need oak logs. Actually, this needs to pick up. This is the center blocks. Oh. How does this look as placement for our center sail? This could go all the way up like that. From the top down... I kind of like it. I kind of like this from the top down. Oh, I totally could have just seen myself just like smoking the framework and just dying right there. Okay, that's probably pretty good placement for that. So yeah, we need to put in like the front figurehead. We need to put in that like large spike out the front. Need to put in the sails, the cannons, the storage area, and the bunk area. The captain's room, the captain's quarters need decorating, but like they're basically That's all that's needed there. And the window. The decorations and the window. And we just need to, like, prettify it. Prettify it? Is that how you... Is that the word? Yeah. We need to add in, like, our details. We need to... Maybe... Yeah. Just some extra little work things to be done. But, like, we've made a solid push towards completing, like, the main chassis of it. I still don't know if that's the right word, but that's still the word we're using. So, yeah, we're still getting some good work done. It doesn't look like we've gotten as much work done today as we did last time, just like based on size area of what we built versus last episode. But what we did this time is a lot more, what's the word? A lot more, I want to say finesseful, but that's not that's not it. Exact, I'll say, and detailed. Like all that, like Curl trying to get that right. And trying to thinking about where's the best place for all of our cannons and how we're going to figure out ways to make it look realistic while working within our Minecraft bonds, I guess. I'm rambling. My words, I'm losing track of them. But anyways, after like 3 times of failing to take this out already, want to thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed as much as I have, and I hope to see you next time. So, without further ado, take care, everybody.